everybody, welcome to the 𝐂𝐲 Way. I'm Jessica, and today's video is going to be a look inside Language Arts for Everyday Learning, which is a real-world reading and writing guide for learners of all ages. Now, this, if you have seen it, is very, very similar to our Mathematics for Everyday Learning. The only difference is one is going to be math and one is going to be language arts. Both of these essentially walk you through how to teach different concepts and then have tons of resources for all of the math concepts and skills, and same thing with language arts. It's basically how to do it with like real world hands-on stuff and without a curriculum. Because I've had a few people ask, I'm going to go ahead and address all three of our learning guides. So the ultimate guide to learning year by year is basically preschool through high school, what they need to know specifically, a book list for each grade, a game list for each grade, and some more information kind of with homeschool overview. So if you're looking for like the basics of what to teach for each grade, you want book lists, you want game lists, you want like those kinds of ideas for each and every grade, this is the guide that you want. If you are looking for a way to teach like specifically math or specifically language arts and you want more detailed books and games than what is going to be in that, this is what you want, because these break it down, like I'm going to show you in a minute, they break it down to the like most minute concepts, and there is so much information. So just so you know, that is kind of the breakdown of those three parent resources. Okay, inside for table of contents, we have how to teach language arts without a curriculum, language arts resources, is reading enough, reading skills in the real world, and then we have language arts projects and monthly challenges. So here we're going to get into all of the nitty-gritty about teaching language arts without a curriculum, like why it matters, how you can do it, what preschool through second graders should know specifically for language arts, what you're kind of working on, third through fifth graders, middle school, and high school. Then we're going to get into teaching the child in front of you, which is like basically specializing who you're teaching and making it work for them. The beauty of books, games, and life. And this is where we're going to get into all those amazing resources. So for books, like I said, we're going to break it down. Alphabet books, first and last name books, story retelling, consonants and vowels, CVC words, syllables, rhyming, alliteration, affixes, contractions, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs, punctuation, what, who, when, where, why, story elements, conjunctions, interjections, and prepositions, homophones and homonyms, mood and tone, similes and metaphor, and figurative language, synonyms and antonyms, verb tense, poetry. And so then for all of those same categories, those were books. Now for all of those same categories, we're going to leave you a list of games. Then the same thing for videos. So every one of these is a YouTube linked video. So let's say, for example, you need to teach nouns to your child. You can open this up, you can get some books from the library, you can see if you have any games on your game shelf. Here's a bunch of YouTube videos you can watch. It's basically like a pick and choose of whatever you want. Then we have, is reading enough? Well, short answer is yes. But we have, here's why. What it does for the brain. Read alouds, audiobooks, and independent reading. There's a whole section on that. Building vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension naturally. Reading counts even when it's not from a curriculum. From letters to literature, how kids learn to read. So this is like reading skills in the real world. So how they learn to read and how you can do it without a curriculum. Creating a culture of readers and how to do that. Narration, what is it and how to do it. Then we have open-ended questions for fiction and nonfiction. So this is like 10 sample questions that you could use that are open-ended for fiction reading. And then the same thing for nonfiction. Books made into movies, comparing, contrasting, and discussing. So kind of giving you a little more of what you can do. Then there's also a list of over 50 book and movie combos. And then we get into real world writing. So in here, we're going to talk about all of the different ways that they can do writing in the real world, like with everyday things that they'll enjoy. How you can do spelling and vocabulary through life. Side note, we've literally never used a spelling curriculum ever. Workbook, nothing. We've never used spelling anything. And Emily's a pretty good speller. Grammar that makes sense. And then here we're going to have the activities that bring language arts to life. So once we get through some of the activities that we've enjoyed, I've actually given you projects. So like here's a project with the objective of this project, instructions on how to do it, the skills they'll be practicing, and then optional extensions. And there are quite a few of those included. So in case you're like, oh, I really want to do some sort of language arts project this week, but I don't know what, you can open this and pick one because there are plenty to pick from. There's 2 on every one of these pages. And then these are monthly challenges. So each month I've come up with some sort of kind of seasonal, if you will, project that will be fun. So cozy character sketches, a love letter to a book. March is a grammar leprechaun hunt. April, because April is National Poetry Month, it's a poetry picnic. December is holiday traditions around the world. October is a haunted homophone hunt. So it's just kind of different ones that you can do. So even if you don't do anything else that month, you can come and find something that's seasonally appropriate that will still help you learn more about language arts.